Oh, yes.
Hey, welcome, folks, to another show. Hey, it's a great show tonight, too. I think it's a very interesting thing. We got one, I think, a great guest tonight, and I think you think so, too, once we get in talking to my guests. Before we get started, let me run a few things by you. You know, gas is still high. I don't see it coming down much anymore. I think it's going up. But anyway, my good buddy up the road here at the Exxon, Steve's Exxons, go up there and check him out. I think he's probably got the least amount of gas, least price gas in the area. So if you can call it a bill, good way to go back and cap it off anyway. Save you a penny or two, and that works for me. So go by and say hi to him. And don't forget the Dutch Inn, folks. I mean, I haven't mentioned Dutch Inn very much, but they got some fantastic food down there. And the buffet, I go down on Saturday morning, me and my wife, and the guy that makes those omelets, I can't describe this, so delicious, man. And he makes it like you want them. And I just can't say enough. And it's very inexpensive, but it's a nice atmosphere. But the breakfast buffet, I mean, what can you say? And my good buddy up here on the road here, Los Norteños. Don't forget to go by and see those folks. Got the best margaritas in town. And also, the wings were 25 cents on Wednesday night and 99-cent draft. Where else could you go for that? Nowhere. That is a great buy. My good buddy Leon, say hi to him up there. And also El Norteños, if you're on the other side of town. And go by out there, and everybody got great food. Some of the best food you can find in the Mexican food anywhere, and the most beautiful restaurants and the most gracious people. So go by there, and Pablo sent you. Pablo, that's what they call me. That's Paul, by the way. And go by and say hi to those folks. But if that's said and done, you know, we did a show Tuesday morning. If you've been watching TV this week, you've probably seen it. They got me up early in the morning, and I went down on the river down here and pan-fried some rainbow trout. And this was at 8:30 in the morning, folks. But that trout it smelled so good. It was delicious trout, and we were right there on the river and cooking this stuff, and I made that beautiful sauce, that great sauce to go on top of it, and people went crazy over it. And so if you're watching TV this week, be sure to tune in and watch that show, because it is a great show, and the recipe's coming at you, and it's very simple. Trout's very, it's fish. Who can mess it up? Well, some people can, but I can't. But that was good, and it was a good show. Tuesday, we're doing a show with my good buddy, and yours too, I think, Senator Bill Stanley. Senator Bill Stanley, we're going to his house up in Glade Hill, and he's a good cook. His mom told me he's a fantastic cook. So I got a pleasure of going outdoors with him, and we're going to do an outdoor show. I don't know exactly what he wants to cook, but whatever it is, it could be good, and you'll be seeing that in the near future. So we'll be shooting that show next week, and we're going back up to Shatner Springs. Shatner Springs, yeah, up in North Carolina, up right in the mountains. Beautiful place up there. And we'll be up there on the 11th of August. And if anybody wants to go, I got a $35 gift certificate I would like to share with someone. If you want to go up there to see my show on the 11th, if you will call me tonight and let me know, I will first one that calls and say, I want to go to Shatner Springs on the 11th. Then we'll take your number, we'll talk to you and see if we can't fix you up, because you'll love the trip. It's only it's a 2-hour drive, but when you get up there, it's a beautiful restaurant, plus you got entertainment outside all day long. They got shops you can shop in, and they even got that healing spring water. You drink that water and you get well. If you're sick, man, you get well in a heartbeat. But anyway, that's going to be on the 11th of August, and I'm looking forward to going up there for that. And with all that said, I want to get to my guests. I was trying to get through this for a long time. But I was me and the wife was up in Mount Airy on July the 4th. And we was up there to see our friend, Donna Fargo. And lo and behold, we was in line to talk to Donna. And I heard this guy talking in front of me up there. And I said, man, that voice sounds familiar to me. I know I've heard that thing somewhere. And he was about 3 or 4 people ahead of me. And I didn't jump line to talk to him. I waited, we got around the corner. But I finally got up, called with him, and lo and behold, it was Bruce Hodges. And Bruce, is so glad to have you with us tonight, buddy.
Thank you very much,
Chef Paul.
I'm excited. I was excited to meet Chef Paul.
You're such a, yeah. Well, it was great, you know. But I heard the NightRider. I mean, they call you were the NightRider, and
right.
It's called the NightRide Show for
right.
8 years on WBRF 98.1.
That's right, NightRide USA.
The NightRide USA, and a lot of folks here, they're familiar with you. I assure you, it's a lot of viewers that they heard you. They've probably never seen you. They've heard you.
And I liked it that way, actually. I have a face for radio.
Well, yeah. I wasn't going there now.
You know, I have to say this. Though. I've always thought you and I would make a great team.
Yeah.
You're an expert cook. I'm expert at
eating.
Hey,
yeah, you're an expert person at radio. You know, that's TV and radio. You know, I was honored one time to meet this, what's the gentleman's name was on, what's the little slim guy on Green Acres.
Oh.
The little scale.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that's always goofing up there, but I forgot.
There were so many goofing up.
But he told us back in those days when they were shooting Green Acres, you know, back then the TV show was great.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you had the Green Acres, you had the Hillbillies, and you had Andy Griffin, and you had all these good, clean, funny shows.
Really?
Because of radio writers, people writing radio.
Yes.
And they was writing these shows, and that made the show a lot more interesting.
There was true creativity.
Because when you're on radio, you got to be more creative.
You really do.
And than you do on TV. Because what you don't hear, you see. But on radio, you got to make people see what you're talking about.
We have to create the visual.
Yeah.
And the mind is the best place to do that. If you stop to think about it, the mind can create many, many more things, more colorful things, more wonderful things than anyone can create otherwise. And I think that's the wonderful thing about radio. And I was talking with Kip Wallace, one of your friends here, a little while ago. We were talking about that very thing, and how we miss that, how we miss the creativity of traditional radio, how it seems to be going by the wayside. For 8 years, we brought that back. And we brought it back with the NightRide family. And by the way, may I just say this, because I happen to know that a lot of the NightRide family are listening and watching tonight.
Oh, they can call in, too. Matter of fact, if somebody wants to call in and talk to you, the number's on the bottom of the screen right here.
Okay.
Call in and say hi to us. You know, it'll be fine. And I'll get your name in the kitty for a free oil change, too. And plus, we're going to talk to you about a lot of things.
And by the way, let's do it radio. Let's do it like radio. That number is 647-9289. 647-9289. Call in now.
Now, that's radio for you. If you can't, some people can't read.
You know what? That's right. That's exactly right. We want to make everybody happy, but I just want to say to the NightRide family, I miss you. I miss you so much. And so many of you have called and said that you missed me. And I want to thank you for that. And I love you, each and every one of you. And you are still NightRide family members. Well, thanks for that opportunity to say that.
No, it's great to have that family out there, and you have a great following when out there. You know, you be on the air, so you know.
Just sweet people.
I was on the radio about 3 years. I had a show.
Yeah.
And it was so. Yeah, I'm used to people seeing me. They know me because they see me on TV. You know, they see my face.
Yes.
But I've been in stores and talking about way away, and somebody comes. You are cooking with Paul. They recognize my voice. And I said, wow, that's weird, you know. And some people say, you're a lot taller than you sound on radio. They are crazy stuff, you know.
It is wonderful, though, isn't it?
It is. Oh, it is.
May I tell you something that happened, though, to us in a restaurant?
Sure.
Very quickly?
Yeah,
all right, my wife and I were at a restaurant, and we were walking, actually, by this one table, going to our table, and I was talking, I guess as I usually do. Yeah. Somebody sitting at the table we were walking by heard, this lady did, and she immediately stood up and she said, sir, excuse me, are you on radio? And I said, well, yes, it just so happens. She said, would you be the NightRider? And I said, yes, I am. I'm the NightRider. NightRide USA, and I said, always wanting to turn it back around, because to me, the NightRide family are the celebrities.
Yes.
They're the celebrities. I've never been a celebrity, never wanted to be. They are. And I said, so, tell me this, are you a member of the NightRide family? She said, oh, yes, I am. Turned around to my wife and said, I want you to know, I take your husband to bed with me every night. And then she immediately said, no, wait a minute, I didn't mean it that way. I listen to your husband when I go to bed. And it was just so cute how she did that and turned that around. So and my wife just looked at her and said, I do understand.
Well, you know, in this business, you better have understanding wives sometimes.
Thank you very much. Yes,
a lot of people come up and talk to you.
Absolutely, but it's fun.
It's nice, and you know, I don't think I say is I appreciate. I'm glad you're watching good TV. You know? They watch my show. They watch good TV. But
and your show is good TV, my friend.
But we have a lot of fun with it, and there's some good things happening down the pike. But you know, you've been in this business a long time, and you have talked to some pretty interesting folks in your line and in your travels, I'm sure. Who are some of the most famous folks you had a chance to?
Well, now the famous folks that I've talked to probably aren't anything like many of the folks you've talked to.
Oh no,
Chef Paul. I mean, come on. But I have had the opportunity to speak to people who really have been, to a great degree, forgotten, and some who have very much not. One of the, probably the apex for me, had to be Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Now, I happen to love Dolly Parton. Yeah. Dolly, I love you.
You're not by yourself.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but I love you more than they do. Okay, I just want you to know, no, really. She's just such a sweet and wonderful lady. And I love the fact that she has experienced so much success, formidable success, admirable success, and has never forgotten how to be a lady.
Yeah.
And I admire that. She's just one of my heroes for that. But I interviewed her. The funny thing about that was, when I got to the studio that night, Chef Paul, I did not know I was going to be interviewing Dolly Parton. I had no idea. I always wanted to, and a friend of mine called from the West Coast and said, I happen to know that you can get in touch with I've been in touch with her manager, and I happen to know where she is, and I went ahead and asked if they would mind talking with you tonight. And she said yes, and for you to call. Well, before I even had the opportunity to call, she called me.
Okay.
And so that's how it was. It was just God put it there, you know, just right there. Donna Fargo. What an interesting person Donna Fargo is.
Well, let's hold this thought just for a moment. Let's take a little break here and pay the bills. And folks, hey, give us a call. You're out there, and let's say hi to us. And don't go away, because we'll be right back with some more good stuff. Be right back.
Oh, yes. I'm Ed Frio, president of Bestwood Products and Blue Ridge Mountain Cabinets. My wife Marlon is here today with me. We own a family company, and we're here to serve you, the public. Our goal is to provide factory direct all wood cabinets at very competitive prices. Solid wood doors, all wood vanity. This vanity is regularly on sale for $7.95. We reduced the prices on all our vanities. This vanity would now cost $5.31. Please visit us here at Bestwood Products. We're located at 1220 Memorial Boulevard in Barnesville. Our phone number is 276-632-2120.
The Dutch Inn, locally owned and operated for 40 years. Casual dining at its best, featuring Friday night seafood buffet, Saturday night prime rib buffet, daily lunch buffet, and daily breakfast specials. For today's menu, call 276-647-3721. The Quality Inn Dutch Inn, not your run-of-the-mill hotel.
Martinsville and Henry County, welcome to Los Norteños. We welcome you. Are you ready to experience truly authentic Mexican food delivered to your table hot, fresh, and fast? Then you're ready for El Norteño and Los Norteños in Martinsville and Collinsville, Virginia. At both locations, you'll find an extensive and diverse menu of traditional Hispanic appetizers, entrees, desserts, and drinks. Take advantage of daily lunch and dinner specials, book corporate and private parties, or enjoy a delicious meal with family and friends while listening to a live mariachi band. If you're ready to experience truly authentic Mexican food, then you're ready for El Norteño in Martinsville and Los Norteños in Collinsville, Virginia.
Shatley Springs Inn has served as a landmark destination for many decades. Travelers come to enjoy the country cooking, the famous spring water, and beautiful mountain scenery. Families and tour groups alike find the country atmosphere relaxing and reminiscent of times past. After eating a family-style meal, many guests enjoy the gift shops or take a walk around the lake. Come and see for yourself the best-kept secret in northwestern North Carolina.
Oh, yes. That's it.
Told you to be right back with some good stuff. And right before we went on break, we were talking about Donna Fargo.
Yes.
And you know, well, that's where I met you with see Donna.
Yes,
and I was supposed to went back on Friday and interviewed her, but our staff, it was 4th of July. We didn't have the staff to do it, and I sure hated that.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's a great interview too.
Well, she's called me. She's called me on my show a few times, and she has promised to do a show with me, and I won't hold her to that. You know, she's just a fantastic person.
Everything I said about Dolly Parton, I could also say equally about Donna Fargo.
Yeah.
I intend to be writing a book with a friend of mine shortly after receiving my doctorate, and I'm working on a doctorate right now. And Donna has agreed to write the foreword to the book, so I'm excited about that as well, Chef Paul.
Well, I can imagine. That woman is, I mean, she sent me that book.
What a writer.
Oh, my goodness.
What a writer.
And I said, anybody can think thoughts like that, it's got to be inside, not from the outer. I mean, she's just a beautiful person.
You cannot read her without being inspired and being motivated to take another day, you know. So.
Well, that, you know, she's very big. But then I did the show with what was the young lady's name? The Queen of Bluegrass. I got it. You know. But anyway. No. This is a younger lady.
Yeah, a younger lady.
Rhonda Vincent.
Rhonda Vincent.
Yeah.
Oh, Rhonda.
Rhonda. You know, that was last year we did a show. And she is another girl. That woman is very down to earth, good.
Isn't she delightful?
Country folks.
Yeah.
She took us into her Martha White bus and just gave us a big tour, and you know, it wasn't all spruced up. It was they live in that thing, you know. But and they had for the people, all the people sleeping there and stuff. But her daughters was with her.
You know, I've seen that bus a number of times, and I was actually involved in 2 shows with her.
Yeah.
Wonderful shows, and my dear friend J.D. Higgins had put together the shows, and my goodness, what a lady she is.
Yeah, well, you know, J.D. was on the cooking show with me.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And he didn't do much cooking, but he did a lot of eating.
Well, that's what I came for. That's what I came for. When am I going to be on your
Well,
show?
we got tonight, we're going to sit down and we're going to do a show. I think it'd be great.
I love that.
We're going to do a show.
I love that.
I think it's a good time to get out and create something, and a lot of fun, and a lot of people enjoy that.
Something that we all have in common. Let's face it, food brings people together, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah,
and,
brings people together.
I've been doing it for a long time, and I feel it. You know, they say, the doctor told me, watch your weight, Paul, and I got it there where I see it.
I haven't seen my feet in a long time, and I'm hoping they're all right. You know, Paul, I have to ask you, though, you're a chef. Now, I watch chefs cutting
Oh, it's
and
nice
cutting
skill.
so quickly.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do that.
Well, I
how
can
do you
tell you
do
still got
that?
your fingers.
Yeah, I've got my fingers, but that's how do you
that's
do
a lot.
that?
It's a lot. It takes a lot of training for that. You know, to do it.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people, you got to hope.
It just
the
looks so
knuckles in.
effortless.
Well, it is. You got to have a good knife, a sharp knife, and but you got to. No, it takes time. That's a skill you have to work on and get it down. The Mexicans, they're fantastic. Oh, I go back to the kitchen of Los Norteños, and those guys back there make cutting the vegetables up. Oh, and chicken. They are fantastic. They got a lot of skill. I was impressed with that when they do that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, like anything else, is you learn. I mean, it's a learning experience. You know, people can go to culinary schools all they want to and everything, but until you get in the kitchen where the rubber meets the road, you're not going nowhere.
NightRide family, I know you want to know this, okay? So I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him right now. What is the most interesting food you have ever worked with? Not people, food.
Yeah.
What is the most interesting food for you and the most challenging dish that you've ever created?
Well, I opened up the first Mexican restaurant in Martinsville. And I like spicy. You can
Me
work,
too.
So you can work with
Yes.
different things, you know. Matter of fact, I was doing that before the Mexicans got here, and it was unique. And the people and people loved it. I mean, they liked. You know, I started tacos. My family, they never had tacos before, even tacos. But I like to work with things you can, herbs and spices you can change. You know, I can take, say, 3 chicken breasts, spread them out here. In 5 minutes, go about 3 different countries. You know, we just by using herbs and spices. And
it's the herbs and spices
yeah,
that make the difference.
absolutely, it has to be. You know, you do Hawaiian for instance. You know, you're going to use some pineapple, of course. You know, and maybe some. I use teriyaki sauce or something. You know, that's not. But to get together with pineapple juice and teriyaki and honey, makes a beautiful dish for like Hawaiian style. And if you're going to do Mexican, you're going to make a cilantro pesto and brush it on your food, and it brings out that flavor.
I was talking to a chef one time, and I asked him about this, and he said, "Look, it's all about conducting an orchestra. It's an orchestra of tastes.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and that's what you do."
Well, you know, I think when I created my best dishes when I'm hungry. So you think if you're hungry, things come to you. It will go good.
You are your own audience, then, right?
Yeah. This will taste good, and you put it together. I did shows. I went on the TV within an hour. I didn't know what I was going to do. You know,
but you knew enough that
enough
you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could ad-lib it.
I don't worry about it, you know, because you can. It's imagination. If you're going to have knowledge, imagination, I don't have imagination. With imagination, you go around the world.
Do you ever do Cajun?
I'm not a Cajun. I've done Cajun. My son loves Cajun food. I have never gotten where I like that stuff.
Really?
No.
Oh, I love Cajun.
Oh, crawdads, man. You know,
Yeah, man.
I couldn't. No. I like shrimp. Big ones. Prawns, I know. But it's not been one of my favorite. I have did some Cajun.
I like going down with troubadour and eating some crawdad.
Yeah, crawdad. But I don't. Hey, some of it's pretty good. I like the music. And while you're eating, they got some good, fantastic music in those places. A lot of them nice restaurants. We've been all through Louisiana. Yeah. And I love, some of the food. Boudin. Oh yeah. My goodness. No, thank you. Some people love it. I'm just not one of them.
Okay, for those of you who love Cajun, all right, I'm with you. We'll get together and eat. On the NightRide though, we used to do some skits with Boudreaux and Troubadour.
Okay.
Boudreaux and Troubadour.
Is that it?
And it was always funny. Boudreaux and Troubadour always getting in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a beauty though to the NightRide show, I believe, because it created that internal visualization. Your imagination took you.
Oh, yeah.
Your imagination put it all on the screen, and that's what made, I think that's what helped to make it interesting. But it was the NightRide family that made it special, along with people who worked with me, Tiny and Firefly. Firefly's listening, watching right now.
Well, you got some more people on Facebook listening and watching tonight.
Yes, yes, they are.
On live
Yes, they
stream,
are.
matter of fact.
Yes, they are.
One of the most interesting things, before we get up here, you know, I told you, a lot of folks don't know the people I met because they're older, you know. Jane Russell, I haven't told you about her, but I will tell you.
I love it when you talk about Jane
Let me
Russell.
tell you about Jane Russell, man. We was at a restaurant down in Ventura, California, out of Channel Islands. She had a yacht out there, and the Channel Islands is a beautiful restaurant. The Lobster Trap, it's called Lobster Trap, and we was gambling on the yacht. We were playing some cards out there, and so John Peoples was Jane's husband at the time, and they was going out, and they said, Paul, you stay here and get dinner with Jane and another friend. So here I'm sitting in the Lobster Trap with Jane Russell and another beautiful lady. And people didn't know who she was because she didn't have no makeup on. I've never seen Jane Russell with makeup on. She just looked like, you know, the only time I seen her with makeup was on a movie screen.
Right.
But she was a pretty rugged lady. I mean, she called it like it is. And she says, what did I suggest her to eat? And I said, well, I like scampi. I think that's a great dish, you know. Well, she'd have that. So they bring the scampi out there, and the shrimp wasn't peeled. And I said, oh, and she raised Cain about that, you know. But I always peel my shrimp when I have scampi.
Right,
but
right.
this one came out, anybody did that, and it wasn't a very good experience.
Did they come out and peel your shrimp?
No. You do it yourself. But it was just something different. But it wasn't a very good experience with Jane. But I've been with them different occasions, and it wasn't that bad. But that was just one time.
Now, you were also talking to me about Steve McQueen.
Yeah, well, Steve McQueen and Ellie came on board, and they did a little gambling too.
Yeah.
And they was nice. Everybody, Steve McQueen was a very nice guy.
I envy you that.
But anyway, I met a lot of good folks. But you know, that's what this business is. You meet a lot of people. And I met you, and that's a great thing. And
listen, I'm just honored to meet you. I really, truly am.
But what I want to say, folks, I want to thank you so much for listening tonight and tuning in. And I think you got me a
I want to, from the NightRide family, from the entire family, we would like to give you the official NightRide cap, okay?
Well,
wear it in good health.
Oh, yeah.
I'll even put it on with you here.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, how's that? How's that? All
I am
right.
the official NightRide USA.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. It looks good, my friend.
Well, folks, hey, thanks a lot. And, hey, Bruce, thank you so much for coming down. We're going to get together and do a couple show with this guy. And we're going to make a lot of good things happen. We're going to have a lot of fun. So thanks for watching it. And I hope God continue blessing you as much as he has me. And until next week, this is Paul saying so long. I'll see you later.
I love you, NightRide family.
Good night, Carson.